On track, now we going way up. Don't be used as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up, way up, pray up. On track, now we going way up, way up. Now we going way up, now we going. On track, now we going way up, way up. Now we going way up, now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this the 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze.
Ooh-wee. I am excited. We are live and I am about to... Kira said, I have been waiting on this. Listen, Kira, we've been waiting too, okay? Because I've been on the countdown all day. Okay, so I want to go ahead and just allow Miss Shari Rogers to go ahead and introduce herself and just tell us a little bit about her. And we're going to dive into couple of different topics that I have put together.
Hey, I'm excited to be here. Thanks for inviting me. My name is Shari Rogers. I had to think about it. I'm 36. I'm a single mother to a 16-year-old, and I'm a serial entrepreneur. I love having multiple businesses and having multiple streams of income. I have 2 little doggies. I live in Georgia, and that's pretty much it.
Okay, so I like to have, real and raw conversations. I really don't like writing down questions and stuff because I like it just to be conversational. But it is some couple of things I definitely want to touch on, because I know one of the main things is, I was just talking about this earlier, how important our stories are, mm-hmm. and how our stories can help reach other people. So I want to just, ask you a couple of different things, but not really ask you, but just have a conversation about it. Mm-hmm. So the first thing that I want to talk about was what was your experience like? Well, what was life like for Shari prior to It Works as a single mom?
Robbing Peter to pay Paul, selling my clothes just to buy groceries, selling my kids' clothes. I was sleeping on the floor of my mother's 1-bedroom apartment with my daughter, and life was hard. I worked for a major airline here in Atlanta in the corporate office, the good job, but it just wasn't making ends meet. I wasn't able to be on my own just on that income. So things were hard. They were very, very hard. It's a place I don't want to go back to. Life was it was just so bad. Like, just being a single mom, I had to put my kid on the bus in the morning, and by the time I went to work and I got home, she was already in bed going to sleep. Like, I didn't want to live like that. Like, I wanted to be active in her life. I wanted to be the parent that's at the school, or, if something happens, she breaks down or whatever the case may be. I wanted to be that parent. Like, okay, no problem, I'm on the way. But I couldn't be that parent because I had to work. I had to work just to provide for us. So I got sick of it. I got sick of being away from her. I got sick of just, on top of working, still having to sell my clothes and do things like that just to make ends meet. I was like, it's got to be more out here. It has to be more. I prayed to find something. I didn't want to get a second job. I was already away from my kid all day. And so life was hard.
Like, has your daughter ever talked about, prior to you all coming into the business, what her experience before and now after, mom being the one that was struggling and taking care of me, to the mom that's okay, listen, I'm here for you. I'm doing everything that I can possibly do for you, but you showing up as a different person versus the way that things were, prior to the business. Has she ever talked to you about her experience and how different it is?
Of course, she remembers everything vividly. She remembers, and it's a place that she doesn't want to go back to either. And so, having multiple businesses now and being busy, she understands why I'm so busy.
Right.
Because we don't want to go back.
I don't blame her. I was wondering that because we always talk about how, how kids pay attention to everything. And for some reason, some people don't feel like our kids notice, but they notice you struggling. Like they notice especially when it's like things dealing with like school, and maybe some kids at school can have certain things, but they can't. And it's not because you don't want to give them everything that they want and desire, but you're just not physically able to do it because you have to pick and choose if you're going to pay a bill or get something that your kid wants.
Right. I got tired of, I get to the register, I got to put stuff back. I got tired of being the no mom. No, you can't have that. No, we can't go on vacation. Disney World, you got some Disney World money? I got tired of saying no. Like I wanted, in my mind, when I became a mother, I wanted to give my kid everything. And it didn't work out like that.
Right.
It didn't.
I know that, your story, you've been, which is a lot of people, which is why a lot of people look up to you because you're very, very transparent about a lot of the things that you've been through. Mm-hmm. And I know that one of the things that we have talked about before is how you were, a victim of domestic violence. So can you talk to us a little bit about that experience and how that has changed you into the person that even more into the person you are now?
Sure. Hold on. I'm trying to make sure my dog don't start barking. Hush. Domestic violence changed me as a person. Narcissistic abuse changed me as a person because I didn't know it was a name for it. I had to go on Google. I'm looking on Facebook like, is this normal? Or I'm going on Google. I'm looking like, is this normal? Are these actions normal? And, especially with domestic violence, you know how it is, like just the constant, the battery, and then the coming back, I'm sorry, I love you. You're confused. You don't know. You don't know. And so just dealing with that whole situation, I'm honestly at a loss for words right now. I usually have the right words to say for it, but it's like replaying in my mind right now. It really changed me as a person. And I was so damaged when I came out of it. I was so damaged for a long time. Even when I met my husband, I was damaged. And I didn't know that I was damaged. I talked about it so much. I found 50 billion Facebook groups about it. And I realized people were going through the same thing that I was going through. I was like, really? Oh yeah, my ex did that too. They all do the same thing. They do the same things. They say the same things. They play the victim. And then, oh, I love you. I'm sorry. I just realized like, oh my gosh, I'm not crazy, because they try to make you feel crazy. So I found my peace in being vocal about it and talking about it on social media, getting in the groups and talking to other people that were in the same situations. And it brought me so much peace. And at the same time, I talked about it directly on my Facebook page because I thought to myself, like it was relieving for me. And at the same time too, it was pulling other people out of their situations. So many people were messaging me and they were just relating like, oh my God, this is happening to me too. Like, I didn't know this was a thing. I didn't even know it was a word for it. Like narcissistic abuse, I didn't know it was a word for it. And so I got over it by just constantly talking about it, posting about it, sharing how I felt. I would get on Facebook and freaking boohoo my eyeballs out because of what I went through, and because I just wanted to help the next woman out and let them know, like, you can get out. You can get out. And eventually I healed from it. Like I didn't even realize when I healed from it. I talked about it probably for like, with my husband, when we got married, I probably talked about it for like 2 years while we were married. And then I just, all of a sudden I stopped talking about it. And that's when I realized like I was healed from it. But it's definitely changed me as a person, and just that experience, everything happens for a reason. And that experience molded me. It was just another thing on my resume to say, hey, I've been there and done that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like I've never been through actually going through domestic violence, a domestic violence situation personally, but I was the kid that grew up in a domestic violence household. So I was seeing, you know, the things that my dad was doing to my mom. And it was times where I've even gotten in the middle of fights before, because it's like, listen, you know, and it's crazy because we don't think that it, you know, our kids, like I said, the kids pay attention to certain things, but I paid attention to everything when I was little. So it was kind of like, I'm seeing you treat my mom like this, and then on the other hand, you're telling me how someone shouldn't treat me, and it's not making sense.
Right. So, make it make sense. It's not adding up.
Yeah, it's not adding up. Make it make sense for me. But, you know, I think that a lot of females or a lot of women are not able to get out of that situation. So just the fact that you were able to get out, you know, especially before, you know, your daughter started to pick up on certain things. Because I noticed that sometimes if you grow up in a domestic violence household, you either become the abused, the abuser, or it's just like, listen, I'm not going to deal with that. You're not going to do this to me. But a lot of the times I've noticed so many different things, but I really want to talk about that because I know that there are a lot of women that probably follow our page that are probably suffering in silence and just like, I don't know. I think I'm the only one that's going through this, so I don't know how to get out. So I definitely think that just being able to talk about that openly, about you being able to get through that situation and overcome it, is like really, really powerful. And a lot of women need to hear it.
They do, because when you're in it, you feel so alone. You feel so alone. It's like you can't talk to anybody about it, because what's somebody gonna say? Well, get out of there. Why don't you just leave? And we don't want to hear that. Like, come up with something else. Like, how am I supposed to leave? Or how am I supposed to get out of this? Like, help me. Like, it's just, it's so much. It is so much. And personally, I think narcissistic abuse is worse than domestic violence. Honestly. And just being in a situation, I used to just be like, narcissistic abuse is more mental. It's like mental abuse. Honestly, just kick my ass and get it over with, and let's go on about the day. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was in a situation, I was just like, I would just rather get my ass whooped and let's cook dinner.
Right.
The mental abuse is the psychological abuse. It's a whole different level. It's a whole different level. Like, I just remember so much. Like, this fool told me making $20,000 a month wasn't no money.
Oh, okay.
But paying for both of our shops. I'm paying for all of our shop locations, all the bills, all the inventory, but it's not no money. Oh, okay. Well, when you make 20 grand in a month, you let me know.
Right.
In my mind, I was saying that because I'm not trying to fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just the little things. Like, I remember so much, and it didn't last long. I wasn't going to settle for that. It was only a few months. And, but the narcissistic abuse lasted. It started when we first started dating. That lasted the whole time for like 2 years. So, I just decided, like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I can't. Yeah. And we were living together, and I honestly didn't know. He was living in my house. I was like, how am I going to get this man out of my house? He's moved from Chicago to Georgia with me. He has nobody here. How am I going to get him out of my house? And something just came over me one day, and I was like, this isn't going to work. He's at work and stuff. And I was like, don't come home. I was like, I went, you're going to think I'm crazy, but we having real raw conversations.
Yeah.
I was like, don't come home. And your kids, that his kids were in my house. I was like, I'm gonna drop them off at your shop, but you can't come home. And I went and bought a gun, and I went and got my license. I went and bought a gun, and I said, don't come home. Don't come through that door. If you come through that door, your head is gonna be gone.
You
And
gotta protect yourself. I get it.
yes, and because I felt like that was the only way I could protect myself. And I was like, this is not gonna work. I'm getting a lawyer, but do not come home. And he slept in his shop. I don't know how long, but he never came home. I think it shook him like, well, damn, she gonna blow my shit off. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think it
Right.
shook him, but he did not come home. And when I finally told him to come, I threw all of his stuff outside in the yard. I was like, you get your stuff out the yard, but don't come through that door. Matter of fact, you can't come through the door because the lock's changed. And I filed the paperwork, and I couldn't believe how easy it was to get out of it.
Yeah.
For me, it was easy. Some people don't have it easy. You know, some men will not settle. They coming through that door.
Right.
Coming through that door, they about to beat your ass and whatever else, and you might not make it through the night. You know what I'm saying? Like those situations are so tough and so hard, and each person's situation is different. It is. And I'm just grateful that I was able to get out of it. I'm grateful that the domestic violence part didn't last long. My kid never saw anything. She never saw anything. She never heard anything. And that's just another chapter that's closed.
Listen, I just love hearing your story because you've been through so many different things, and regardless of everything you've been through, you've always kept pushing. You always kept putting one foot in front of the other. And I think a lot of us that probably go through something, they just don't feel like they can keep going. And just the fact that you've been through so much, you're able to keep putting that foot forward. It allows other people to see like, man, if she can do it, I can do it too. And so that's I'm glad that you shared that with us as far as that situation, because a lot of women need to know that they are not alone. Other people have went through it, and other people have overcome, and you can do it too. So
absolutely.
We're gonna have an emotional gangster over here, okay?
Look, we just glued our eyelashes on. We're not doing this today. No.
So fast forward into when you started working with It Works. Like, how did coming into It Works change your life within the first year?
My first year was amazing. I stumbled upon the opportunity, like most people on social media. If it sounds like I have a list where I can't talk, I got Invisalign, so it's hard. Anyway, I don't understand how people have veneers and they can still talk, but whatever. Anyway, so the first year, was absolutely amazing. Was I scared? Yes. Was I nervous? Yes. Did I have the money to join? No. Did I borrow the money to join? Yes. But something just clicked. Like, I saw like a before and after picture on Instagram, and I'm like, dang, I need that product. Like, I got the baby mama gut going on. I need that. But at the same time, the hustler in me was like, she making some money. She's posting a product, making some money. I need that product. Why can't I use it and make some money too? I was so nervous when I started, but I just said, F it. I'm going to do it. Paid my money. I joined. And I did everything on social media. I never had parties. I never met people face to face. Like, that's not my thing. I love social media, and you could just reach thousands of people in a few clicks. So my first 3 months into the business, I made triple diamond. My checks were pretty heavy, over 10 grand a month. And I've never seen money like that before in my life. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was like, this is crazy. I must have went to my job. First of all, I quit my job when I was only making like $1,000 a month. But I knew the money was real. I knew the money was real when my first check was like $40. I was like, oh, money's real. All right, gotta go. And so I quit my job when I was 6 weeks in, and I was only making $1,000 something a month. But soon as I quit my job, took off straight to the top of the company. First 3 months, over 10 grand a month. 2 months later, I promoted to presidential. Checks was $17,000, $18,000, $19,000 a month. Insane. I've never seen money like that in my life. That whole first year was just like crazy. My first year in the business, I made over 100 grand. My tax return said like 123,000, something. I was like, tax return? I got to pay taxes on that. I ain't paying no taxes back. Foolish mistake, whatever. It caught me later. But anyway, the first year was absolutely amazing. And I'm just so grateful that I believed in myself and that I stuck it out. And I didn't give up at the first no, or I didn't give up at my family laughing at me thinking, oh, you joined one of them little things and you ain't gonna make no money. And I'm glad I pushed through the negativity and the no's and things like that. I'm so grateful. So grateful.
That's what's up. A lot of people don't even think that. I don't think a lot of people think that they can make that type of income. And I think a lot of the times, like, cause you're a whole beast out here. But I know one thing that I notice about you is like, you don't play about your work. Like your work ethic helps you write your paycheck. And then the fact that you even brought up your, you seeing someone else's before and after picture on social media. And I was sitting here like, now listen, Shari got some bomb before and after pictures, and I done seen a couple of them, and I was like, listen, this one right here, I was like, baby, snatched to the gods. Like, you look amazing. And I'm just looking at all of your, all of the results pictures that you have. That shows that, like, listen, this is not just about income. This is about bettering your lifestyle as well. And the fact that you were able to come in and just be like, listen, like, let me show you another one, okay? Because y'all think I'm playing. Like, this girl is serious about her results.
What did you get? Like, you don't went on my Facebook and snatched.
I went snatching. I was snatching. You look amazing. And I'm just like,
face. I was like, how y'all let me run around like this? My back was big. Child, I was like, listen, I was out here like a whole linebacker. Y'all, I do not have no real friends. What is wrong with y'all?
Listen, I looked at one of my before pictures. I looked at one of my pictures from like 6 years ago. And I was like, bruh, y'all really had me outside looking like this. Like, didn't nobody want to say nothing. But baby, I was looking at your results pictures, just like the different ones. And I'm just like, man, like, it's not even just like we come into this business, of course, to help people earn income, but it's also to help people with hitting their own personal goals. And you are like about your business when it comes to your results. And I tell people all the time, like, all you got to do is work on you. We get paid to work on us and pretty much share our experience. Like, you can't get no better than that.
Look at this here. Right. How many pills I got left? Barely none. Hair vitamins.
Girl, I just got mine in here.
You gonna buy them anyway. So it's like, why not? Why not buy the products with the company and use them and just show people that you're using them and get paid? We do it all the time. We go Starbucks, Target, and be like, oh my God, take a picture of this. Oh my God, y'all, this is so cute. Or, oh my God, look at my little fancy drink. Starbucks ain't paying you.
Nope.
They not.
I tell people all the time.
I had to get serious about losing weight because I started getting heart problems. And my doctors were talking about, oh, I have a heart murmur, something. Basically, I had a choice of losing the weight, or they wanted to do a surgery. First of all, I was 28. No, I was 29 when that happened. And I was like, first of all, I'm too young. Y'all not cracking my chest open. Are you crazy? No, I'll lose the weight. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. I got it. Don't even worry about it. I'm already in the business with products and everything. I will definitely get it together.
Right.
What I did.
That is so good. A lot of people don't realize that we either going to pay for our health now or we're going to pay for it later in medication.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I don't
So you gotta pick your heart. Which one you want to do? You want to take care of it now, or do you want to take care of it later? And that you're not gonna like the later, like at all. And I don't want to be in my 50s, 60s, and 70s taking a whole bunch of medication for something that I possibly could have taken care of when I was younger and I didn't have to deal with it.
Absolutely.
That is crazy. Okay, so the next thing I want to ask was, what is the biggest struggle that you've had to face in the last year, and how did you grow from it to the person you are now, like current Shari Riders?
Now we finna cry. No, we're not finna cry. Okay, so, I don't want to cry.
Don't cry.
I'm doing this today. I need some tissue. Damn it. Look. Okay. So I in July of last year, I lost my grandmother, and she's like my mom. So I can't even get my words out. I lost her, and I've been taking care of her like the past 3 years. Like flying to Chicago, taking her to doctor's appointments. She was diagnosed with cancer maybe like 3 years ago at the age of 90. Who the hell gets cancer when they're 90 years old? You about to go out sometime soon.
Yeah.
But at 90? So I was like, this has got to be a joke, whatever. So I had to realize, okay, cancer is not a death sentence. But anyway, I was flying to Chicago all the time to take care of her. And then like when she started her radiation treatments, because she decided to do radiation, I stayed in Chicago for 3 months, taking her to her treatments every single day. After that, her health just kind of declined. And because of the business, I was able to pay for private nursing care and have a nurse come in, cook for her, bathe her, clothe her, and everything. Like, I'm so grateful for that. But she passed away last July. And then for the good part, then I divorced my husband earlier this year. This is all within 6 months. Lost my husband, moved, started a new life, back to the single mom life. And that's what's going on now. I'm trying to figure out how to be a single mom again and do all the things and still run my businesses. And it's a busy life. It's busy, but I'm holding it together. The last 3 months for me has been very hard mentally because of, going through the divorce and stuff, and then just trying to find my place in life right now. Like, how can I be a whole human out here in these streets? I'm not. Right. I'm so used to my husband taking care of everything, taking care of all the bills, and, just doing all the things that I need done. And now I have to do everything myself. So I more recently, I just had to get my shit together and just snap out of it and realize, okay, this is real life. Like, you can't be having this pity party, and, you've got businesses to run. You have people that are relying on you. Get it together. And so I said, July 1st, I'm back like I never left. So yeah, the past year has been very, very hard. But I had to realize God won't put more on me than I can handle.
Right.
And we here. We are here and we are moving and shaking. So,
But you know what? Even through that, I think that all of the hard work and everything that you've been doing the last, couple of years, you were able to go through those things and not have to worry about a paycheck coming in because you've built that. Like you've built that residual income through this business to be able to just sit at home and go through all the things and get to where you needed to be mentally to even come back. So, like, just that alone, a lot of people don't even have, they're out here having babies. Some people don't have maternity leave. They're leaving without getting paid, look, things like that. But the fact that you were able to like build your residual income, and then when you needed that time to step away, you were able to step away and be okay with knowing like, okay, when I'm ready to come back and my mind is 100% back, then, I don't have to worry about if I'm gonna get a paycheck or not, because I've already solidified that.
That's true. That's true. And I'm so grateful for that, because these jobs they're not gonna let you take off 3 months or decide when you want to hop in and hop out. You either in or you out. And I'm so grateful for this business and the residual, because we're allowed to take that break. We're allowed to, have family issues and things going on like that, and to be able to take a break when needed.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it.
That's good. Yeah, a lot of people, it's a lot of women that's out here that needs it. Even with the whole unemployment thing stopping and so many people being at home. I've talked to so many different women just in the last week alone. It's just like, I don't know what I'm about to do. Like, it's not like, and a lot of people were saying like, well, some people just need to get out and find a job. Well, some people are not able to find, they've been looking, but they're just not able to find something. So then what do you tell those people that still have kids to feed, that still need a roof over their head? Like, okay, unemployment is about to stop. So what are you going to do? Are you going to end up being homeless? Like, what are you going to do if you can't find a job? So
many people relied on that. So many people took a step back and just sat on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just sat back and just relied on it. And now it's ending. People are panicking and stuff. If anything, 2020 should have showed everybody that you need some type of side income, some type of side hustle, some type of business, something on your own that you can create on your own, something that you can build on your own and make your own money. Because these jobs was letting people go left and right. The unemployment rates were through the freaking roof. Businesses shutting down, closing, people losing their jobs. Like, 2020 was a freaking disaster.
Yeah, it was shit show.
Girl, to me, I was like, I felt so bad for so many people. Like, these jobs don't need you. They don't need you. They don't need us. We need them.
Yep.
We need them. So if anything, that should have showed people like, I need my own something on the side. I need a backup plan. And even if you join a business like this and it's your backup plan, you can turn it up and go full force when you want.
Yep.
And you can replace your full-time income when you want. Like, everybody needs that option.
I definitely believe that. And we're about to wrap it up, but you've built like this community of women that are so supportive. So I kind of want to ask two last questions. And the first one is, when you were thinking about the community that you wanted to build, what were some of the key factors to why you started society?
Oh, the screen glitched. What was the last thing you said?
What was the motivation behind you starting Girl Gang Society?
I wanted to create a space where it's like, sis, hold my hand. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you every single thing I'm doing, and how to make it to the top, how to secure your finances. It's not a secret, but I wanted it to be a sisterhood of women that just have these unbreakable bonds. We could talk about business and we could talk about husbands that act like kids. I don't care. Like we have this space and we have each other and we can rely on each other. Like everybody needs their circle. Like I just wanted to create a big circle of women that are unbreakable and we're there for each other. Not just in business, but in private as well. Like so many of us, we talk on the phone for hours. Might have never even met each other face to face, but we'll talk on the phone for hours, hee-haw, laugh our fucking heads off. And then be like, you know what? I gotta get back to work. Like, I love it. I absolutely love what we have. And the bigger it gets, the more the merrier. The bigger it gets, the more the merrier. Like, I can't wait for conference and the different things that we have because we get to love on each other. And we need more of that. We get to love on each other and just have a great time together. And yeah, that was my motivation.
Yeah, I love the community of just the environment and the community of everything that you've built. And I know that, just even with me, I tell people all the time, my target audience is women. Yours may be, it doesn't matter who your target are. You may appeal to men, but I want to be able to help other women to get to where they want to get. Like, if it's just you needing an extra $500 in a month, some people just need that extra breathing room. Like they're like the first of the month just ended, and some people literally do not have any more money to their name for the next 2 weeks. And it shouldn't be like that. And that's why I value what we do so much, because we are able to make money daily. We are able to make money weekly and monthly. So it's just like our bills are on auto pay anyway. We have to auto pay the income that we have coming in, because if we don't, we just gonna be sitting here every single week, just broke, trying to figure out how we're gonna make ends meet. And it shouldn't be like that.
It doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be. Like, people think, so many people get caught up in, oh my gosh, I can never do what you do, or I'm too scared, or my circle is too small. I don't have very many friends on social media. When I started, I didn't either. I didn't either, but I made it to the top of the company in 5 months, all on social media. Like, it's not, people get caught up in what they don't have, and it puts fear into their hearts and they don't join. When in actuality, you should reverse that and be like, well, I need the extra income. I'm going to join the business. I'm going to build my page out. You should just have that positive mindset of, I'm going to go for it. Like, what else do I have to lose? I'm already broke. Like, and that was my mindset when I first joined. I'm like, what else do I have to lose? I'm already broke. Like, if I make
it's either going to work or it's not, right?
Right. For sure.
And I'm out. My internet went out. My last thing would be, what advice do you have to the woman that don't think they can do this? Like, what advice would you give them?
Make the decision. And you can do this. You can do this, because when you look around in your house and you look around at the things that you drink daily or that you take daily, whether it's hair vitamins or facial cleanser, whatever the case might be, you're using stuff that you normally buy anyway.
Right.
Why not? Why not? What do you have to lose? If you're broke, you already broke. What you got to lose? You can do it. Anybody can do this. This is for anybody. And I'm telling you, once you take that chance on yourself and it's just so many ways to make money. Like, you will be so glad you did. You will be so glad you did. Get the fear out of your heart. It's one thing to be nervous, but it's another thing to be fearful. The devil puts fear in your heart. Being nervous is okay. Everybody's nervous, but just make the decision and go for it. Go for it. And I promise you, it'll be so worth it.
Okay, Shari, listen. Like I tell you all the time, I'm really thankful for you, and I know your entire team is. I'm pretty sure I tell you that on a regular basis. Like, hey, just in case you want, I want to wake up and tell you I was thankful for you, because I am. Like, you've put so many things into place for your team. There's no way that anyone that's actually applying those things that you've taught cannot be successful. There's no way. And I tell people all the time, like, you don't want to, I don't want to hear, oh, if this works. No, it works. You just have to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
And it don't get any. And then, so listen, if anybody is watching this, I don't care if someone shared this to your page. If you're interested in learning more information out, you need to reach out. Like, if something in your heart is just saying, like, man, I really want to do this, but what are other people going to think? And, like, you have to take that step towards finding out, what if this works for me? What if it works?
I only joined for that $500. That $500 turned into $5,000. That $5,000, you're going to think I'm BSing. That $5,000 turned into $50,000. Like, my goals keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, why not?
Why not?
Why not? Go for it. You deserve it. Your family deserves it. Like, your kids deserve it. If anything, your kids deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it. We waiting on y'all.
Come on, you gonna get this with it. Come on. Come
on. Because it can be done. I promise you. And what I love is that we have everything already laid out, training laid out, especially for new people that join. Like, we are here to help you every single step of the way. There's not going to be a point where you're like, oh my God, I'm lost. I don't know what to do. Like, we got you. This isn't something that you jump into and you're by yourself. Like, we lock arms and we work together with our teammates very closely. So we got y'all. Come on. We ready.
So yes, y'all, we're about to wrap this up, but definitely get back. If you're seeing this on my page, go ahead and inbox me, wherever you're seeing this at, reach out. So that way we can just go ahead and just, help you answer any questions you have and just get you started. But other than that, thank you so much, Shari, for your time. And I will see or talk to you a little later.
All right. Thanks. Bye,
You're welcome. Bye.